Listen to this. An ISIS spy infiltrates a church in Turkey and finds a love he never experienced before. The encounter, guess what, not only changed his life, but as Chris Mitchell tells us, he's now warning others about the dangers of radical Islam.
Several years ago, Pastor Ghassan Thomas escaped Baghdad when Islamists threatened him and his family. He went to Turkey and started a church that reached out to other refugees.
And I go everywhere because I was a refugee, and I can put myself in their shoes and understand them.
One day, ISIS sent a spy into Pastor Thomas's church. While this led to a life-changing decision for the spy, it also led to an opportunity for Pastor Thomas to learn more about the terror group. Thomas set up a phone call for CBN News with this man we'll call Mohammed. For his safety, we won't disclose his true identity or location.
Welcome, my dear brothers.
Were you with ISIS or Daesh?
Yes, but he's worried about that because he said that on interview, but yes.
Thomas told us Mohammed's job within the organization. When ISIS killed a family inside their house, Mohammed would go back and kill anyone who was still alive.
At that time, that's how I thought. I thought of killing. I thought of doing many bloody things just to be close to my Allah.
He says this bloodlust motivates ISIS.
For sure, there will be more and more since it's in the Quran. If you're not a Muslim, you need to be a Muslim, or we will kill you and take everything, finances, women, and everything. This is in the Quran.
Fighting between Sunni ISIS and Shiite militias often put Mohammed's own life in danger. For his safety, family members told him to flee Iraq to Turkey. As a devout Muslim, he obeyed his parents, and the opportunity to leave came when ISIS sent him as a spy into Pastor Thomas's church. But Mohammed had his own questions about Jesus.
I saw the people how they welcomed me, and they didn't even know me. I hated those people, and they showed me love.
They prayed for Mohammed, and it changed his life.
When they prayed for me, I started to cry like a child, and I felt like something very heavy was coming out of my body. At the end of the service, I went home, and it seemed like someone was walking with me, talking to me. I felt like I wasn't on the earth. I felt like I was flying, like someone was carrying me.
Then Mohammed read the Bible and compared it to the Quran.
I went there and discovered that the God that I want is the God Jesus Christ. He is the right God.
Pastor Thomas says Mohammed's change of heart means the church in Europe needs more workers.
For this reason, we need some people come and serve God here in Europe with the refugees, just to wake them up, to be against what ISIS do.
This former ISIS member expects more attacks like Brussels and delivered a warning for Europe. Do you think there's a great danger to Europe right now?
For sure. It's a huge thing. They should wake up.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, just outside Vienna, Austria.
Thanks, Chris. And Chris now joins us from our bureau in Jerusalem to answer some questions and to respond to comments from our Facebook Live audience. Chris, welcome to the show. Let's go to our first Facebook question. Emily asks, how do you know he really was an ISIS fighter?
Well, I had to trust my sources. Pastor Ghassan was one person who had been actually discipling this man, we'll call Mohammed. Others that I knew had met him as well and verified his testimony. His testimony was consistent with other Muslims who have come to faith in Jesus. Many times they go very skeptical. They go into a church hating people, and sometimes they come out just changed and transformed when they realize that they truly are loved by these people.
Chris, another person is asking the question. He claimed to be a refugee, but was he really a spy? Are there more ISIS fighters who claim to be refugees, and how do we stop them?
There are definitely many ISIS who have infiltrated this flood of refugees into Europe, sometimes into the United States as well. The way to stop them is by having a robust vetting program of coming into either Europe or the United States. Unfortunately, it looks like in Europe they've opened the borders. Right now they're trying to close some of those borders. But this is maybe one of the most dangerous things that are happening in Europe and the United States. For example, there was a counterterrorism expert who told me maybe 5,000 to 7,000 jihadists, just like this Mohammed, right now inside Europe, and that poses a great danger. He says the greatest danger since World War II to Europe.
Yeah, very, very serious threat indeed. Chris, I'm curious, have you heard reports of other refugees coming on the shores of Europe who are accepting Christ?
Yes, in fact, we found that many times. We did this particular interview with Mohammed just outside of Vienna, and we went to several services right there, and some of those people had came to faith in Jesus Christ, sometimes through a dream or a vision, sometimes by being invited to a service like we attended, and many times they're very hungry for the gospel. ISIS not only is barbaric, but it is turning off many Muslims to Islam, and they're questioning their own faith. And some of them, and hopefully many more, are turning to Jesus Christ.
And I'm sure those who are working on continental Europe are using this as an opportunity to bring more people to Christ and introduce them to the person of Jesus Christ. Chris Mitchell in Jerusalem, sir, thank you so much.
Great to be with you, George.